What's going on, everybody? So I did manage to get my new best finish. I got number 27, and for this video I recorded all my games, but I didn't do commentary on them because I was really focusing on the end of the season. So I'm just going to be kind of commentating after, giving you guys my thought process pretty much on every single game. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys, like, I am very upset at what I did get, because I had a chance, like you'll see later in the video, at the end of the video probably, that I had a chance to secure a top 5 finish with this one game, but I ended up losing it, and you guys will see how it happens. It was very I'm pretty pissed off about it still. I mean, not pissed off, but I'm just like disappointed in myself that I lost in this way, when I knew, like, you'll see. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but you know, at least I still did get a new best finish. To be honest, I tilted. These games are I should probably say this, these games are from like 4 hours ish left in the season until like 3 hours, somewhere around that range. The last game is the one that kind of set me down. Like, as soon as I lost the last game, then I dropped like 100 spots, not 100 spots, but like 50 spots pretty quickly after that. But I did manage to recover at the end and get a new best finish, just barely, so I guess I can't be that upset. I am very disappointed, though. You can probably tell in my voice that, yeah. So basically right here, I'm going up against Riley. He's playing the Little Prince Rocket deck. I faced a lot of this in this video. I think I faced this like 4 times back to back to back. He goes for kind of an aggressive play, but he does mess up the LP right there and allows my tower to kill it. I think if he didn't mess that up, he might have won the game. But yeah, in this matchup, I like to go for very early aggressive rockets, and I think I beat Riley in this matchup 3 out of the 4 times that we played it on the last day. But unfortunately, the one time I lost it, I mean, you'll see. But I'm just gonna cycle my log. I cycled my log right there because I was trying to like make sure he couldn't evo skellies, but he did just wait on the evo skellies, so that was well played by him. Okay, yeah, I kind of messed up a little bit here. Luckily, he doesn't have Goblin Barrel. If he had bait in this situation, I would have lost the game immediately, but he did not. So I just go for the Ice Whiz on 0. You know, even though that push looked a little scary, and it's okay to go down on Elixir because I know I have my Evo Tesla in cycle. So honestly, my thought process here was I still have my Evo Tesla, so why don't I just take the rockets? I could try and force an Expo lock, but I knew I wasn't up much Elixir. So like, even if I go for the Evo Tesla the bridge, I'm pretty sure he would defend that. So this time I do go for the Evo Tesla on the river, then I log the Princess because I know he's going to go for a Tesla. We do get the shock, and my Tesla kills his Tesla, so perfect micro right there. I predicted him pretty well, and then of course he gets back around to another knight since he has the LP. I do go for the tornado here. I think it works. Oh yeah, that was disgusting. I kind of I'm recording this the next day, so I remember what happened, but I don't remember specifically what happened in each situation. So yeah, that was the first game against Riley. Pretty good NATO right there to get that lock on. I think we had the game either way just because of the way I pressured at the beginning of the game. But yeah, this matchup really depends on single Elixir a lot. And yeah, I mean, this is not the only time I'm going to be facing this matchup in this video. I promise you. I believe these games are all going to be in chronological order. So after this game, I think I was around like top 13 or 14, and then I faced Mohammed in the next game. I still actually wasn't sure what he was running at this point, so I just had to make sure I hovered my Tesla because I wasn't sure if he was playing what deck he was playing. And then as soon as he played the LP, I was pretty sure that he was playing the same deck that Riley just had. So I was like, okay, I need to play this very aggressively. I kind of messed up my Tesla placement right there. I should have put it one more to the left to kill the LP and not hit the Skelly, so I already made one mistake, and that was a pretty costly mistake. But I just go for the Ice Whiz right here, and then I logged back that LP. I'm expecting him to go Princess, to be honest, at the bridge on the other lane. That's kind of what I thought was going to happen here, but I was waiting for it, and then he never really did it, and I was just like down Elixir the whole time. I do go for the Tesla on 0. He does block it with the Knight, so I mean, it's good predictions, but he's playing a deck where you don't really want to be doing that. I'm going to be honest, like, I mean, you can maybe get lucky with a now play at the beginning, but to be honest, like, you don't ever want to be pressuring with your cards unless you're up a massive amount of Elixir. You just want to be rocket cycling. So he does go for the Princess. Luckily, I do get the Skellies down quickly enough. If I did not get that down in time, I would have lost the game because I would have had to go Knight on 0, and he would have been up so much Elixir, it just would have been a whole mess. But yeah, luckily I do kind of save myself after a rough start. Pretty much one mistake with that Tesla at the beginning led to another, and yeah, I mean, you guys see I almost lost the game in single because I made one mistake with the placement and let my Tesla die to the LP. So yeah, this matchup, I really don't know what the matchup is. I know it's pretty even, but sometimes, to be honest, it is impossible to break through if they play good defense and they cycle their Evo Teslas correctly, but it's also really hard for them to defend when I have an Expo plus Evo Tesla in cycle. So it's kind of like back and forth. It really depends on the start of the game, I would say, and who gets the early lead in damage. I go for an Expo on offense here because I know he already spent his LP and pretty much wasted it right there. He has to go for a rocket on 0, so in this situation, I'm feeling pretty good. Basically, against Princess, I always want to hover my Ice Whiz or something at the bridge. Doesn't even have to be my Ice Whiz. It can be anything, because they're always going to go for the Princess the bridge. So I take my Rocket here. I believe he rockets back, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe he doesn't. He played this a little bit weird, I'm not going to lie, compared to the other players that I went up against that were using this deck. I think that maybe he just hadn't ran it for very long, so I think he was playing a different deck until the last day of the season, but I just go for the Tesla at the bridge, and then I pressure. Do I pressure? I think I just chill and wait for him to make a move, and then I go for an Expo once he plays his Knight. Yeah, that was a smart play. I actually go for the Tornado right here and get the like force the Evo Skellies plus Tesla out of him early, which was kind of nice, even though it didn't really work out that much. Once again, he's going for the pressure with his units, which I think they should never do in this matchup. If they want to win, they should just Rocket Cycle me with the 3-card LP, but he goes for the Princess on the other lane, which is completely fine. We just let that kind of die out, and then I do have to go for a NATO on this Knight, which was kind of unfortunate, but I Tesla up high to kill the Princess, and you know what? Even though that was kind of a sketchy defense, like, I'm fine. Like, I survived, I guess. So I go for the Knight in the middle, and then he goes LP in the back. What does he do here? I can't remember. I think I go for the Rocket. He's gonna do the same, surely, right? I'm pretty sure he rockets my tower, yeah. And now he can start going with the 3-card cycle. I just go for the Log on top of the Princess, and also hitting that LP, really good value. I go for the Ice Whiz just in case he pops the ability, which was kind of a waste at, like, looking back at it now. I just go for the Evo Tesla plus Expo at the bridge here in a second because I want to keep the pressure on. I know he's going to go for his own Tesla, so I block with my Knights. Really good prediction right there. And then I log the LP so he can't get the lineup on my Expo with it, and that was perfect. Like, that micro was absolutely perfect. I just go for a Ice Whiz early on the Princess because I know he's going to cycle back around to another Knight, and he gets it down just in time, I believe. Yeah, he does. And then I just go for another Tesla because I can already cycle right back into another Expo. So my cycle is going really well. I go for an Expo in the center because I know he's low on Elixir and he misplayed his Tesla. He should have put it in the middle, so I couldn't go for an offensive Expo like that. So I think that's one mistake that he did make, but I just go for another Expo in the middle, obviously, and he goes for a Knight. He is low on Elixir, though. I know he's low on Elixir, so I know he's going to go for the Tesla here. I go for the Rocket, and then I just chill. So I know he still has to defend my Expo, right? He can't Rocket and then just not do anything. Like, he's still gonna have to play another card. So he goes for the LP. I believe I Tesla right here a little bit too early. That could have been, oh, that was a bad play. I remember that. That was frustrating. I was mad at myself for that placements. But I just go for the Log here, and then I have to protect my Expo with an Evo Tesla on 0, which does kind of clutch up for me because it forces him to spend even more Elixir on defense and not just rocket my tower. So I believe I could have NATO'd that Knight right there as well if I was quicker. But I go for a second Expo because I do know he's going to rocket. I go for the Knight, and I'm pretty sure at this point that I have to get an Expo lock. And look at the left side, guys. The Expo does connect. He does not get the Knight down in time. And I just go for the Rocket plus Tornado on his Knight, so he has to spend even more Elixir with that Tesla. I predict the Tesla with the Skellies, and then that's pretty much GG's from that point on. Tesla to catch the LP, and yeah, at this point I kind of cooked him. But yeah, he was already down too much damage and Elixir as well. Somehow he's still defending down like 1,000,000 Elixir, but that's just kind of how Clash Royale is at this point when you're playing Expo. It's really hard to get Expo locks, especially in triple Elixir, even if you're up 7, 8, 9, even 9 Elixir with how much units you have on the map. But I do outplay him pretty well in that one, and I think we played that one pretty much perfectly. That Expo lock on the left side did clutch up for me, but I knew he couldn't get the Knight down in time since I already had another Expo and he had to spend so much Elixir defending. And after this match, I think I was at rank like 9 or something. Yeah, I think I was ranked 9th, which was pretty good. But yeah, like I said, these games are going to be in chronological order, so I did match him right again after. I think he went on his other account because he thought he could beat me in this matchup, which, I don't know, it's an even matchup, I would say, for the most part. It really depends on single Elixir, so I don't blame him for going for the, not a snipe. Like, he didn't snipe me, but I think he wanted to play the matchup again, because he did switch accounts instantly. But I just go for the Tornado to pull in the LP. Every single time you play a good player, you kind of have to play differently. Like, you'll see, I do predict the Princess once again. I mean, not predict, but I react to it. Every single time you guys see, you notice that I'm hovering a card or some kind of troop or something, just something to block the Princess, because if I get Princess the bridge more than a couple times, I just lose the game instantly. So I think I go for a late log here and force out the ability from him, which was actually really smart. No, he doesn't even ability, does he? No, he doesn't. He just kind of lets that go, and then also places Evo Skelly. So we get that out of rotation, which is not bad. I do go for the Knight late here, which was kind of my bad. I really didn't expect him to spam on 0 when he didn't have any Elixir advantage, but that's kind of how you play this deck, to be honest. So I guess I got caught off guard a little bit right there. So yeah, not a good start. This is an exact situation of what you don't want to have happen, and I know it was only one Princess shot, but you guys would be surprised. One Princess shot is like half a rocket, basically. So every single Princess shot that is on your tower kind of sucks. Like, you know, it hurts. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I'm sorry if I sound a little bit like disappointed today. To be honest, I grinded like you guys do not want to see my screen time, like for how hard I've been grinding and like pushing this entire season. yeah, I don't know. I just felt like maybe this would be my season to at least get a really high finish. And, you know, I could have stopped and got a top 10 finish, but I know a lot of people are like, why didn't you stop and just play the other account? To be honest, like, I don't really care about finishing at a certain spot. Like, that wouldn't make me happy, I guess. So that's my answer to that question. Like, I'm not satisfied with that, I guess. That was a really good Skellies, by the way. Oh, that won me the game. Also, guys, let me explain that right there. So the E-Spirit, if they play it like that, you can play your skeletons all the way to the left, and it still kited the knight, and also the E-Spirit didn't chain on my expo, so that was like the most important thing right there. Also, he did mess up his micro a little bit with the LP. I think he let the LP like die to my expo instead of playing the knight in front of it. I'm not sure really what happened there, but yeah, once again he tries to go for the pressure, but it's just never going to happen when you're down this much damage. I mean, he can't really do anything in this situation. It's pretty free. Once I mean, I'm telling you guys, it's impossible to come back in these types of situations. I think I just go for the NATO to kill the princess as well, because I don't want to deal with it later on. I think he does protect it though, which is honestly doesn't matter because I can just cycle my log. Once again, even though he does have another princess, I just go for an Evo Tesla at the bridge. So yeah, even though he's like pressuring well and protecting stuff well, that's not really what's important in this specific matchup. So it is a lot easier to win when you are in a massive advantage like this. He goes for another opposite lane pressure, trying to predict my rockets on his tower, but honestly I don't even need to rocket his tower right now. I can just wait for him to rocket. That doesn't matter though. I do end up going for the rocket here in a second, I believe. Yeah, I rocket right now because he kind of overcommitted with that ability. I mean, not like he can do anything anyways, and I'm pretty sure he just gives up at this situation. But yeah, we played him back to back. It's kind of ironic that I beat Riley and then Mohammed by twice back to back, like all three in a row, in the same matchup, and then I and then obviously I didn't finish high, and Riley got first and Mohammed got like fourth or something. So, you know, it just shows that like I'm there, right? It just shows that I'm there, and I mean, it's kind of a motivating factor for me, but at the same time I am just really demotivated right now. So at that point I was what, like fifth in the world? Yeah, fifth in the world was pretty good. I think I was 2 games off number 1, and honestly my mindset right here was like, bro, I'm just gonna go for number 1. All these games are a little bit spaced out, by the way. Like, I didn't play them back to back, obviously because of snipes and whatnot. And yeah, this was directly after I played Riley and Mohammedite in these matchups. I played this guy, and I think he's running the exact same deck as them. So, you know, I'm already kind of warmed up playing against it. I do mess up my Tesla right there. Usually, somehow I let the princess connect. Like, I don't know, man. I swear my reaction speed has been good. Was good this entire night. I even, bro, you know what really makes me like upset at my finish is that, to be honest, I literally stayed up until like 3-4 in the morning for so many nights in a row before this, just so I wouldn't be tired on the last couple of hours of the season like I usually am. I'm usually really tired and just want to like stop playing, but I made sure that I would be in the like, I would have the ability to stay up and not be tired by not fixing my schedule, but like ruining my schedule, sleep schedule, so that I could like perform in the last couple hours. But yeah, I guess it ended up not really mattering. I do catch the princess here, which was really nice. I knew he was going to go for it. They always do, man. I mean, it's pretty predictable, to be honest, how people play this deck. But there is a specific way that I feel like people play it, and it's pretty much the same way against me every single time. And it just depends a little bit. Like, there's a couple differences. Obviously, Mohammed Light was playing a lot more aggressive with his like knight LPs the bridge, and that usually does work against me. But ever since Dagger Duchess got released, I don't really have any trouble with those kind of pushes anymore, because, you know, I can be down a couple elixir and my Dagger Duchess will bail me out. But that's kind of just how the tower works. It's just overpowered. So he goes for a Tesla. I actually expo other lane to try and force out something from him. He does just LP instantly. I believe I try and force a connection with my Ice Wiz here, and yeah, the reason you guys are gonna think that's a weird Ice Wizard, but I think that's a good Ice Wizard because yeah, look, he panics and then I get so much damage with my expo. I believe he logs, right? Yeah, but I get so much damage, and the reason that I placed my Ice Wizard like that, I do predict his princess on the left again. I forgot about that. Yeah, pretty much you have to catch every princess, but the reason I went for the Ice Wizard, and I know is going to get hit by the Guardian, you have to do that or the Guardian will target on your expo. So that's like why I did that. I know it probably looks like kind of a weird play and a really bad overcommit, but it actually was the right play in that situation. So I go for my Evo Tesla to catch his Evo Tesla. We also catch the skeletons, and this is that princess pissed me off, bro, because I believe, like, I don't know how he's princessing right there and still defending, you know what I mean? Like, that's what triggers me about this deck the most, is people can get away with that. So I kind of panicked right here, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't have anything for the princess, and once again he was spamming it on 0. So, you know, it always catches me off guard when they, you know, because I'm not counting Elixir, but I have a relative idea about Elixir, and he just kind of was using all of it. He did not care, bro, which is fine, but it's just like, I don't know. It was different than the last the last 3 games that I had played, because he was just playing way too aggressive for like no reason, basically. So I just go for the Skellies just in case he goes for the princess again, and believe it or not, guys, he did go for the princess again, and I believe he rockets my tower here, if I'm not mistaken. And this is what my thought process here. I'm like, okay, I can't win with Rocket Cycle at the moment. I have to get some kind of expo pressure on him, or I am going to lose this game. So I just build like a massive push. I rocket his Tesla because I don't know what in the world that Tesla was. And then I don't believe he's going to princess here because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to Skellies just in case he does princess. And then he does, which is really, really clutch right there. I go for the log on the princess, and then he dies. Not dies, but like he plays his LP. I just wait for it to retarget, and then I go for the Ice Whiz. That was a very, very important interaction, because then I can get my Evo Tesla on his Evo Tesla, and this is where I could potentially win the game. He goes for a princess once again on 0. No brain cells, and then unfortunately it does connect to my tower. I logged the knight on 0. Look at this log, guys. Ooh, tell me that isn't clean, and that puts me into 2 rocket range, to where I can just win the game. He knows, he starts panicking and just spamming the bridge with more princesses. I mean, he's put like somebody make a counter of how many princesses I get on my bridge this video, bro. Like, actually, it's gonna be probably more than like 50. I'm not even trolling. So I just go for the rockets, and obviously he can't cycle 2 rockets in the same time that I can cycle 1. So we do end up winning this game. He goes for another princess to bridge. Like, brother, just let it go, man. But at this point, I'm feeling good. Like, I'm hyper. I'm like, bro, I'm literally like jumping up and down at how happy I was after winning this game, because it puts me really, really high up in the world. And I was like, bro, there's only a couple hours left. I'm cooking, and I was like, all right, we are cooking right here. So I get a plus 21, and that puts me at, I believe, 4th in the world. Yeah. Okay, well, this game is the one that, I mean, you will see. So basically, there's one person in the entire, like, top 100 using Giant Graveyard, or, like, top 20-ish range using Giant Graveyard, and of course, I match him right here, bro. Like, this is the only deck that I believe is genuinely impossible to beat. I played him... Funny story, I actually switched to my other account and started playing, and I was like top 10 on that account as well. After I tilted a little bit, I switched to my other accounts to start playing, because I was still like top 11. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna refresh my mind and go in with this account, since I'm already up here, right? I don't have to worry about it. Like, you know what, I messed up on one account, or I tilted a little bit on one account, but I can still do good on this account. That was my thought process, and I faced this guy very first game that I switched to the other account. It was just like the most frustrating thing ever. And then of course he goes for the arrows on 0. Like, he doesn't even use his brain at all, just Giant Graveyard's first play. But I mean, there's nothing I can do in this matchup, to be honest with you. So I already take 1,000,000 damage. It's not even the fact, honestly, I would rather face this matchup if they have like a bowler and what else, like a bunch of like tanky cards, but he has a quick cycle deck, so it's like impossible for me to ever touch the tower. He also has Evolution Knights and Evolution Archers, which are 2 of the worst evos for me to face with Giant Graveyard. I would rather them have bats, or even like Zap or something, because this pretty much doesn't allow me to do anything. Like, I go for a Tesla here. I think I honestly played this game decently well, but there really was nothing I could do, and I'm not just like complaining. Like, it's genuinely a 100-0 matchup, and it's pretty much the only matchup in this entire meta where I have no chance of winning, which was so demotivating to face this after I just won 4 matchups that were arguably bad matchups as well. So unfortunately my Ice Whiz does die right here. This is honestly what kind of sold me the game. I think I go for the Ice Whiz right here, but my Knight just got absolutely deleted. My Evolution Knight just got melted by those minions, and then he goes for a Graveyard on 0. I mean, like, yeah. So I just go for the log here. I go for the Knight. I don't really want to use my Evo Tesla, but I should have. And looking back at it, I definitely should have used my Evo Tesla, because then I just take 1,000 damage. And honestly, if I use my Evo Tesla there, it's not the end of the world, and I don't take that damage, so I did just sell. But it's not like I was going to win this anyways, so I just cycled the Ice Whiz here. Pretty much, the problem is he's got the Evo Archers if I ever go in, and also the Evo Knight tanks for about 1,000 HP. I do protect my Ice Wizard really well right here, block the bridge as well, so that was a goated play, I'm not going to lie. I was cooking right here, but I go for the Ice Whiz once again. We take, like, pretty much no damage. I think his Graveyard... No, it doesn't get any hits, which was kind of nice right there, but still, I'm already down 1,400 damage, and this matchup is physically impossible to come back. So I don't even know what I did. I think I just pretty much accepted defeat at this point, but no, I was still going to try. I nailed the Archer's other lane, which was kind of a cool play. Obviously, it's not really going to change much. He goes for the Giants, and I'm like, okay, I got to just try and force an Expo other lane. I'm going to go for the Tesla on 0 as well, because I still know he's going to go LP. He does pop the ability, though, and it's pretty much, like, impossible for me to do anything, so I just log right there, and then he does get the Knight down. As you guys can see, he's just got infinite tanks for me, so this was probably the most, you know, I was pretty upset about this loss, just because, like, of how bad it is, and like, I don't know. Maybe if I did that Evo Tesla, I would have had a chance, like, looking back on it the next day. But still, he's going to play the exact same way. You guys see how he plays. He just Giants to tank and then spams a graveyard plus minions, and I can't defend. So I just go Ice Wiz here, NATO everything back. I'm playing like the defenses of my life right now, but it really doesn't matter because it is Giant Graveyard. And yeah, unfortunately, this is literally like one of the only people playing Giant Graveyard, and of course I did match him, so it kind of ruined my mood. But I still played out of my mind after this, and I believe I lost 40 trophies from this game, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see at the end here. I actually can't remember how many I lost, but that was a great defense. I only took 200 damage from a full Giant Graveyard push, and look at this, guys. He just literally archers. I can't kill the archers, and they just sit there all game. That's honestly the main problem with this deck. I do end up logging skellies and blocking the bridge once again, so I'm playing really good. You guys can see. Unfortunately, my tower does target onto the Knight there, and that pretty much tells me the game, and I just go ahead and give up at this point. But yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. You know, it is what it is. I can't really control the matchups in this game. I do lose 37 trophies, yeah. And then the next game, I think this was the next game, I faced Moogie. I believe this is Moogie. If it's not, then I don't know who it is, but I think he was playing the RG deck, the RG Monk deck, which was another deck I was having a lot of trouble against. Pretty much the entire season, a lot of these people using this deck, they had, look at this first play. Like, let's just like think about this for a second, right? He literally just went RG Monk the bridge first play, 30 seconds in. Like, is that not ridiculous? I don't know. I go for the Skellies up high just to help DPS down this RG. My Ice Wiz is kind of selling, but eventually it does, like, kill that. But that's just, like, I honestly had to say well played after that because, bro, seriously, man, that takes negative brain cells to do. That was even more brain dead than all the giant pushes that I've been facing this entire season because, like, what is he doing, bro? And like, this guy's finished #1 in the world, bro, and you're telling me that I can't? I don't know. But, you know, it is what it is. I just go for the Knight in the back. Pretty much in this matchup, I'm just cooked unless I somehow pull every single Monk back and don't take Monk damage, which I already had done. I've already taken 300 Monk damage from that first push, which really wasn't my fault. You guys saw I couldn't do anything about it. I honestly defended that push really, really well. If I would have defended any worse, then I would have lost the game instantly. And, of course, I can't punish him, even though he spends 13 elixir on the river first play of the game. That's just kind of how Clash Royale is at this point. So I just go for the log on the Monk, and then I believe I block and pull the Phoenix back. A little bit late with the Phoenix pull. That kind of sold me there, but luckily I do go for the block on the Monk. I think I hit it, right? Yeah, I do. If I didn't block that Monk, I lost the game because my tower would have targeted it. Also, this Evo Tesla was goated. It killed the bomber and I believe saved me here from this RG. I do have to go for a log. This was perfect micro. Like, look at the micro, guys. That was... I mean, I'm impressed just watching that back, to be honest. Like, there's two situations where I pretty much should have been dead. I hit him with another well played because he does the exact same brain dead push twice in a row. And also Evo Whelmers the bridge, but luckily I don't get cooked by that. So I just cycle my Ice Wiz. I pretty much can't do anything. I probably should have played that other lane, but like, he's just gonna Monk. And okay, this was I remember this specifically. I was getting mad at this, bro, because he literally kept doing this brain dead garbage play, and I couldn't punish him. Like, I wish I could punish him right here, but there's nothing I can do since he has the Monk. And yeah, there's really not many plays I can make. So he just goes for a Fisherman. The main problem with this deck is honestly the Fisherman. I believe I go for a Rocket NATO to do I NATO? No, I don't. I just let that die. He does go for the RG the back, which is his main mistake. I'm going to let you guys know right now that is his main mistake that he was making this entire game. RG the back is not the play in this matchup at all. So I just go for the Knight to block, and then I believe do I Tornado this? No, I just let it die because he does let the Monk die. He doesn't pop the ability. He made so many mistakes in this match. I just go for the Skellies right here since he uses his E-Spirit other lane, and this was like perfect micro once again. Literally look at this Tesla, and I keep my Expo alive, so he has to Fisherman again. So perfect. Just everything went right there. And then I just go for an offensive bow right here, which was kind of nice. I Ice Wiz to predict his RG. He does go for the Monk instead. I pull back that Monk, though, so it doesn't get anywhere near my tower. And I knew he's going to try and cheese me with an Evo Bomber, so that was kind of good timing. I go for Skellies to block the Bar Barrel. And look at this. Like, this micro is beautiful. We're forcing out so much elixir from him, and he pretty much wasted that entire Phoenix on the other lane. So I just go for the, I believe I Evo Tesla the bridge to kill the Fisherman, and then I keep the pressure on with another Expo, if I'm not mistaken. Or do I Rockets? I think I might rocket. Yeah, I rocket that bomber, and then he RGs the back, I believe. Yeah, and then I expo on 0. Pretty much I have to go expo if he RGs the back, because I can't allow him to build up a monk RG push, or I will lose the game instantly, which is kind of fun. But I just go for, I think I just let this kind of die, because I know he's going to defend it. I don't want to overcommit too much, and I just know that I need to play defense, and pretty much I don't have to worry about that monk at all, because he already used the ability. So I think I just go for the log plus knight to make sure that fisherman does not pull anything. Look at the micro. Oh my gosh, that was actually disgusting looking back at it, that play as well. So I just go for the expo plus Tesla at the bridge. He messes up the E-Spirit. Yeah, I remember that now. He messed up the E-Spirit, so he just lost the game instantly. But yeah, just the only reason I won this matchup, it is not a good matchup, I lost it so many other times, is because he made so many mistakes and he kept RGing the back. I'm not really sure why he kept doing that, but yeah, this put me back like 23 trophies after I just lost basically 40, and then I faced Remy in this next match here. Dude, I was playing so good, bro. Like, I don't even know, man. I'm so frustrated still, but I believe I just rocket. Yeah, I rocket that magic archer right off rip, and I know it's aggressive. I wouldn't do that if I didn't know his deck already, but I know exactly what he's playing. So I think I just chilled out here. I'm already down a couple elixir from that aggressive play. He does go for the knight, so I instantly Tesla that. I want him to like play spear goblins or something, so he has to try and kill the Tesla. I believe he logs, and then yeah, he does play the spear goblins, so that's kind of good for me. He had to waste 4 elixir on the Tesla, even though it already got me 3 elixir, so 3 elixir value. So I just go for the skeletons right here, and then log for that. Unfortunately, I do let the stupid spear goblin connect. I was trying to block that spear goblin with those skellies, so I'm pretty frustrated about that micro. I feel like, I don't know, I don't make mistakes like that usually. Usually I'm absolutely perfect with my micro, especially when I'm playing at my best, which I feel like I was playing at my best this entire in-season, until the last couple of hours after I lost a few games. I did start playing, you know, pretty mediocre, I'm gonna be honest. So I go for the NATO to pull in this magic archer. This was a good play because I always want to take that off the map while keeping my ice was alive. Unfortunately, he does have the login cycle, so he just goes for the spear goblins, and I think he drills as well, which is kind of ridiculous, like ridiculously aggressive. But I just go for the Tesla right here. We do catch the drill, which is kind of nice, and then I log the goblins. Pretty good defense. Once again, no damage taken. And it's pretty hard to predict the drill, to be honest, like where they're going to place it. But luckily, I did catch that this time. And in this matchup, I just need to be very careful that he doesn't get like Evo Skelly cheese on me, or something along those lines. So I just go for the Evo Knight in the back. He goes for the Knight, and I'm honestly like tempted to rocket this, but I know he's going to try and Magic Archer if I do rocket, so it's not worth it. I just go for the Ice Whiz up high and make sure he can't Magic Archer me on like at the bridge. I think I NATO this. Do I NATO this? I can't remember. Yeah, I do, because he goes Evo Skellies. Right. And then somehow the Evo Skelly survived the tornado. I go for an Evo Tesla on 0, though, to clean everything up. Luckily, that is there to bail me out, because that was a stupid interaction. The Skellies should definitely die from a tornado, in my opinion, but it is what it is. I go for the Knight right here. He plays it in the front for some reason. I block the Magic Archer just in case he tries to go for a Magic Archer snipe, which he probably wouldn't do in that scenario, but, you know, I'm a madman, so I go for the rocket plus NATO on the Magic Archer, try and get as much damage as I can here. That's a very aggressive play. Was it worth it? Probably not. I think he goes really aggressive here himself with another Magic Archer the bridge, so I block the bridge to make sure my tower kills the drill, and then I log right here. He does get some Magic Archer lineup, I believe, on my Tesla, which kind of sucked. Yeah, that was 2 shots, unfortunately, and then I had to go for an Ice Whiz on 0 up high. I do mess up that Ice Whiz as well. I mean, it was kind of a really impossible timing, because I couldn't let the Magic Archer walk 1 more tile forward, or it will get the shots on my tower, and I was really trying to prevent the tower shot, so I try and predict this Magic Archer in the middle here. I think I'm successful with this, yeah, because he would have Magic Archered right there 100% if I did not block it with the Knights. That's why he put the Knight down himself. So he does go for the Marcher now. I NATO everything in, and that should be a good, yeah, that was a good defense. Almost get the King Tower activation. That would have been kind of crazy, but at this point I'm like, okay, I've got to go offensive because he's just spamming me the entire game. I go for an Evo Tesla at the bridge, and then Skelly's on top of the drill. I believe I log on 0 and take 1 goblin hit, which does kind of suck, but honestly, look at this, guys. We've got a lot of pressure on this right lane now. He has to go for spear goblins as well, and I'm like, okay, as soon as he plays these spear goblins, I'm like, okay, I need to get an expo locker. I'm gonna lose this game. That was kind of my thought process, and I mean, let's think about it, right? He's always going to be able to Magic Archer plus Tornado me to get some kind of damage if I'm not constantly blocking the rivers. So, yeah, I knew I had to start getting aggressive. I NATO that Marcher in log at the barrel, or the drill, I mean. And then he goes for the Skellies on top of my Knight, I believe. Yeah, this was such a stressful game, dude. I really thought at this point I might lose, but I do go for the rocket. I'm like, okay, I've got to play a great defense here if I have any chance of winning this game. So I go for the Knight early, and then Tesla up high. I do catch the drill, which was really good. Unfortunately, I let the stupid Spear Goblin lock on again, bro. I know he's going to go for the Tornado right here, or I thought he was going to go for the Tornado to pull my Knight back. That's kind of like my thought process. But I go for the Ice Whiz up high. He does kind of predict it, but this is the play that I think wins me the game right here, this defensive expo. I go for the log as well to block, and then I NATO to pull everything back. And then I think I Evo Tesla. Yeah, Evo Tesla the bridge to kill the Magic Archer, and then just go for the Ice Whiz on top. Skellies to block the drill, and this was like the perfect scenario. He wasted his Evo Tesla for no reason. I'm not sure what in the world he was thinking, but I just go for the knight up high, and then I rocket his tower here. I think I maybe catch something in this rocket. I can't remember. No, I just go for the rocket, and then I log the Evo Skellies, Tesla up high to block everything, and that expo on defense honestly got me so much value. I think I predict his magic archer here as well. I go for the knight, and then he does go for the marcher, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so I NATO it back after one hit, not the end of the world. It doesn't even hit my tower. Actually, he messes up the micro with the NATO, and I do end up winning this game because of that. Pretty much that play saved me. So I go for the knight here. I know he's going to try and tornado or something crazy, so I just pull the magic archer all the way back. Only 10 seconds left. As long as he doesn't connect to my tower, I do win the game. So I just go for a rocket, just in case he does get a magic archer lineup somehow magically. I know I can get enough damage with my rocket to where a magic archer lineup won't win him the game, so I think that was pretty perfectly played. Honestly, that defensive expo in the middle kind of won me the entire match. If I didn't do that, I think he would have just kept defending and also spamming at the bridge at the same time. But yeah, honestly, I think I played that one pretty well, and that put me back in. I was like, okay, I'm back, guys, I'm back. That giant graveyard loss kind of pissed me off, but, you know, I did come back and win that game, and I felt pretty good about it after. But yeah, we're facing Ian here in this next one. You guys wouldn't guess what deck he's running as well. So I just go for the log right here to push everything back. And yeah, this was probably the worst start ever because he gets the princess at the bridge number 1, and then I have to go for a knight on 0. So everything pretty much that could have went wrong right there. I was trying to starting hands him with my expo at the bridge after he went princess, because sometimes like I can win if they don't have rocket in their first cycle, or they'll have to spend like a knight and then rocket. So I do catch the princess right here, I believe. Yeah, that was a good ice whiz. Obviously, I can't allow these princesses to get any damage on my tower anymore after that one shot. So yeah, I was feeling pretty okay since I'd just beaten like 4 people. Like I've won 4 games in a row against this specific deck, so I was feeling good about it. Ian was also, I think this game would have put him number 1, or at least really close to number 1, if he did beat me. So I was, you know, I couldn't let him have that. He does waste his Tesla there. I actually don't think that's a good play in this matchup. So I just take the easy rocket on tower. He goes for the rocket as well, but like, think about it, right? So he just spent 4 elixir to catch my Tesla. I know I'm up like half of an elixir right now. Not that it's going to change that much, but I do go for the offensive bow because I know he's going to go for the LP, right? And then I can log this on 0, I believe. No, he does go for the, yeah, he does go for that. I think I might get a small lock-on, though. No, he does defend really well. But to be honest, I thought I might be able to get a lock-on there since I was up just a tiny bit of elixir, but I don't get one, which was, you know, good defense by him. But to be honest, I wish there was something I could do against an LP. He does get the princess shot on my tower, even though I was hovering the Tesla, or the knight, I mean. So at this point, I was like, okay, I lost because I'm already down an entire rocket, and like 2 princesses have connected to my tower, and that's like the worst thing that could happen in this matchup. So I just go for a Tesla at the bridge, I believe, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to start just doing something crazy aggressive. He goes for another Tesla. I'm rocketing that again, and I'm like, okay, I've got Evo Tesla next up. He's gonna rocket me again. He's not making the best elixir trades right now, so I just go for the ice whiz in the back, try and build up an actual push because I'm tired of just expoing the bridge and having it die to an LP every single time, or a Tesla. So I just go for the offensive bow other lane, trying to predict him. Like I was hoping he predicted me at the bridge or something. He does go for that, and then he also pops the ability. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can just go for the Evo Knight to defend that. I think I set up my Evo Tesla early on this left lane. I believe he goes for his Evo Tesla too, which was kind of a mistake by him. Yeah, he does, which was I don't know. I don't think that's a good play personally, but I know he's going to go for the rocket once again, so I do go for the expo on 0 elixir. He doesn't have LP in cycle. That's the entire reason I did this. I know he has the knight. He doesn't have his Tesla back in cycle yet either. So I'm like, okay. He's going to go for the Tesla now. He misses the Tesla. Oh, this is what happened. Yeah, I pre-NATO his LP and log it as well, and then he's really low on elixir. He has to go for another knight. Somehow he's still alive, even after not overcommitting, but messing up that entire Tesla. He's still alive right there. So he goes for a rocket. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for another expo on 0, force out the rocket from him, hopefully, is my thought process. But he doesn't go for the rocket. He goes for another LP and then another knight, which is like, bro, are you serious? He does pop the ability, which somehow gets on my expo. Does anyone want to tell me how on earth that gets on my expo? But I tornado that knight away, get that lock on. He overcommitted with that, like with the LP and the ability, like, so he was really low on elixir, and then I just needed 2 rockets to win the game. So yeah, kind of a couple mistakes from him pretty much won me this game. I didn't even really do anything too crazy, I don't think, but I know I just needed one more rocket to finish off the game, and this would be 5. Like, I beat Riley, Mohammed Light twice, that Pegs guy, and then also Ian back to back in this exact matchup. So I felt pretty good after this. I was like, okay, I'm back. I believe this put me at I can't remember. I think this put me back top 5, if I'm not mistaken, because I got a plus 36 from that. I felt really good after that. Yeah, we got to 5th in the world, and then I faced Bfist. Oh my goodness, Bfist. This was a good game, to be honest. So yeah, this was the 3rd time I had played him today, and I think we went 1-1. Like, I lost to him on stream one time, And I was like, dang, bro, I shouldn't have lost that. I think I played a little bit bad, to be honest. I let an expo lock, but he played really good. Like, he played good this entire season. I think he finished top 12 or 13th, one of those two, which is insane, bro. With the 2.9 expo, especially not even using the Evo Knight is very impressive. I guess this deck doesn't use the Evo Knight anyways, but with an Ice Golem is impressive. Not many people used Ice Golem in this entire season, so it was impressive, bro. That's all I've got to say. His finish was very well earned, and I believe he could have even got higher, but I think he had a few unfortunate matchups in the last couple of games, like that RG Monk matchup. Once again, it's impossible for Expo. Like, there's really no other way to put it. He does go for the E-Spirit to predict me, trying to tornado his Ice Golem, but at this point, I think I get an early lock on because he does kind of mess up. I go for the log and then Tesla at the bridge. I Skellies to block for his Tesla shots, and I think we win the game right here. Not win the game, but I get a lock on, which is pretty much a win in single elixir. He has to go for a log on 0, I think. No, he just lets that happen, which is so much damage, man. That lock at the beginning of the game was impressive. Honestly, I kind of just predicted him a little bit. That's kind of how single elixir works for Expo. You kind of like wait. The reason I went super aggressive is because he already had used his Ice Golem, and I knew he didn't have a tank, so I could like pretty much spam the bridge. And unless he Fireball predicted me, then I would be chilling. So I go for the Prediction Knight because I know he's going to Expo on the other side, or at least on one of the sides. So then I rocket that. Obviously, he's going to want to play opposite lane of me this whole time because, like, you know, he doesn't want to give me free logs on his tower, also like tornadoes, I guess, because at this point I'm already in a situation where if I don't make a mistake, I win the game. So I just go for the log, I believe, on this left side. He goes for the log as well. It's pretty much a simple matchup of me defending and playing defensive expos at this point. But yeah, hopefully you guys are liking this kind of commentary style. I actually don't think I've ever done this before where I've like recorded after, but I'm just gonna go for the expo on defense here, and I think that this is a good play because I go for the knight as well to tank, and basically I've kind of predicted him going in with an offensive bow, but I know he has to go offensive and aggressive in this scenario specifically because he is down so much elixir, or not elixir, damage on tower. So I just go for the Skellies here to block the rest of that, and I know my Evo Knight's going to tank until my Expo can start targeting his Expo, and yeah, perfect defense right there. Evo Knight pretty much makes it impossible for him to break through. So this is one of those matchups, like if I don't throw, then I should win it, I guess. Definitely my matchup advantage, I would say, once we get out of single elixir, but single elixir can definitely get a little bit sketchy with the out cycles and whatnot. So I believe I just go for a prediction Tesla on his Expo over here. I do predict it. That was kind of a nasty prediction, I can't lie, because I placed it right before the Ice Golem would get there. And then I go for a knight to just make sure, kind of a bad knight, because I didn't even need it. I thought this Expo was going to survive on a little bit more HP. I nailed this Ice Golem back to get one Ice Fist hit on tower, which was kind of clean as well, I can't lie. But like at this point, I was just trying to get as much chip damage as I could. I go for a defensive Expo. We once again predict him, so I go for the Evo Tesla. He tries to protect his Expo, but that Evo Tesla just instantly shuts it down. So he decides to go for the Fireball on my Expo, because if he doesn't, it's gonna sit there for the entire like next minute of the game, which obviously he cannot break through if there's an Expo sitting there. So I go for an Evo Knight in the back. At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm up 1,000 damage, going almost into triple. I'm like, I could rocket on offense and just secure the win, but I think I want to play defensive just in case he does go in for an offensive bow, which he does. I think I get the Tesla down on 0, which is good. I can pretty much defend this Expo, yeah, with no troubles, because he doesn't have another Ice Golem in cycle quite yet. I just logged to make sure that, you know, my Evo Knight stays alive. He fireballs my Expo, which is completely fine. That's what I want him to do. I actually Tornado trying to predict something, but, I mean, I caught the Ice Golem, but that really didn't do anything for me, obviously. I think he goes for another offensive bow here, but I have my Rocket plus Skellies in cycle, so I drop the Skellies early, and then I actually do something. This was a bad play. I wish I did not do this, because I almost sold the game here. I really, like, should not have played so badly right here, but I just go for the NATO plus log, and we do survive. I definitely should have just rocketed that and not even done anything stupid, but, you know, I couldn't help myself, so I just go for the rocket on top of this Expo. He does Fireball my tower, and at that point, I'm like, okay, I just have to defensive Expo outside of Fireball range, and I should win the game instantly here. So I believe he has Evo Archers in cycle, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember, but I just go for the Evo Tesla up high to kill the E-Spirits, and then also block for his Expo. I think I Evo Knight here too. It was a little bit late, though, yeah. Bad Evo Knight. I was kind of playing a little sloppy since I already knew I had this game secured, which obviously is not what you want to do. You don't ever want to get complacent, but this was a nice prediction Expo. I played it outside of range where he couldn't get his other Expo hitting it, and then I just made sure to rocket that Expo. He goes for the Fireball, but only 20 seconds left. He's not going to have enough time to get the spell damage, so pretty much I mean, not a flawless game for me, definitely not a flawless game for me, but it was good enough. It was good enough to win the game. So I go for the rocket just to ensure that he can't somehow catch up. I mean, I already know he can't, but I just wanted to make the gap a little wider, and I just go for the knight on defense. Pretty good. That single elixir lock pretty much always, if you're playing against another expo deck, if you get a massive lock over 1000 HP, then you basically guarantee yourself to win the entire match. So that was kind of unfortunate for him, but I believe this put me at number 4 in the world. I was so hyped at this point. I made it all the way back up after losing to Giant Graveyard. I was so hyped, man. And then I faced, oh yeah, Riley. I faced Riley again, and I think this was, I don't know, it was one of his accounts. He's got a lot of accounts, so I wasn't sure really which one. I was just hovering my Ice Wiz. At this point, you guys can tell just by like how I'm hovering my cards that I'm like hyped up. I'm ready. I'm ready for this game. So unfortunately, I don't have my Skellies in cycle. I kind of get not starting handed, but like unlucky right there, because I can't block the princess. I have nothing for the princess. I mean, I did have to cycle my Ice Wiz to get to my next card, so it's not like I could just wait there forever for him to princess. So I go for the offensive bow. He does just rocket this, I believe, and gets the E-Spirit down as well. So definitely a bad start. We've already let a stupid princess hit our tower, guys. But yeah. Like I said, I did win this matchup 3 out of 4 times on the day, I believe, or maybe 4 out of 6 times. We played a bunch, so I don't even remember, to be honest, but I just cycled the knight in the back, and I believe he princessed the bridge again here in a second, maybe other lane, I can't remember. He goes for the knight, and then I just set up my Tesla. Yeah, okay, I remember now. And I believe he princesses other lane, unless I'm stupid. Okay, I am stupid. I think I just rocket here, because think about it, right? He just used his Tesla and his knight, right? So I just take the rocket on tower. If he wants the princess, I can just get free log damage. So I go Skellies just in case he does princess. He goes for the rocket instead, which is like, okay. No knight in cycle. I could go offensive bow on 0. At this point, I was begging for him to princess the bridge, bro. If he princessed the bridge, I could have just went Evo Knight, expo the bridge, and won instantly. But unfortunately, he doesn't. He's smarter than that. So I go for the offensive bow now. I know he has LP, so I predict the LP with the knight. Really good prediction right there. And then I also go for the log last second here. Do I get a small lock? I can't remember. I think I might. Yeah, that was just, I mean, that was beautiful. There's no other way to put it. That was beautiful. I do get the small connection, and I'm pretty hyped up at this point. I think maybe I have a chance at winning this. So I go for the Ice Wiz down low. If I don't get that connection, I'm pretty much like, I don't know. I'm kind of just stuck in his cycle where he's always going to be able to defend me, unfortunately. Even if I go for like offensive rockets and expos right after, even if I predict him rocketing, I'm still cooked. So yeah, I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm not down any damage, like I'm up damage, which is very rare. I'm usually down a little bit of damage at this point in the game, so I'm gonna go ahead and rocket this tower, try and be aggressive here. I have my knight hovered if he does go for the princess, so I'm just gonna play my knight to the side right here. Man, this was a good game, I can't lie. So I just go for the knight like this, and I believe I expo here since I do have my Evo Tesla. I think I'd be patient. I'm very patient here because I know he's gonna princess. Yeah, and then I go Evo Tesla to shock that, and then log right away to kill the princess. Wow, stutter. And then I go for a expo on the other lane. Yeah, this was kind of an, I don't know. I'm not sure why I did this, to be honest. I mean, I know he's gonna LP knight, which is kind of cool. I go for the Skellies to predict his princess, which we do actually catch, which was kind of cool. And then I just go for the rocket on tower, I believe. And at this point, I'm like, okay, if he rockets my tower, I think I can maybe go offensive bow and win, but I know I'm going to be up like 2 to 3 elixir, especially after that log, which I'm not sure why he logged as well, to be honest, but it didn't really matter. We're still pretty much really even, as you guys can see, this game, and if it gets into triple, I lose because they have 3-card cycle, so I pretty much have to make a play right here is my only choice. I go for the Skellies early, knight to block. This was really good micro, but at this point, I'm like, yeah, he has to pop the ability, which is kind of good, but at this point, I thought I lost because, like, I don't know, I'm already down. I mean, I'm not down damage, but I'm going to lose to 3-card cycle later on in the game. So I go for another offensive bow, trying to predict his rocket. I think we do. Yeah, I do. That was clutch. I go for the NATO instantly, but he predicts it with the Skellies. Obviously, I'm going to have to NATO anyways. So at least we force out the LP from him, which was really nice. And then he kind of made a couple bad plays, I would say, in a row. Gets back to another knight, though, which is kind of frustrating for me. I'm like, bro, how do I break through? I just go for another Evo Tesla at the bridge and keep the pressure on. At this point, I have no choice but to go expos on offense. So I just wait for this one to die, then go expo immediately on the bridge. And I gotta go for something here, so I log that LP, really bad LP by him, and then I just go for the, like, let the Evo Tesla kill the knights, and then I believe I pre-NATO with Skellies right here and win the game. Yeah, that was what won me the game. That was clutch. That's all I gotta say, that was clutch. But as you can see, guys, I've really gotta, like, do something crazy if I want to win these matchups. But I did win it, and at this point, this is when I got into my game. But basically, let me set the scene for you guys. I faced him again. This was like probably an hour later or something. I didn't play for a little bit because I was, obviously not going to queue back to back. That was frustrating. I was really mad that he got the first princess, but let me set the scene for you. He was number 3 at this point, and I believe I was number 2. So whoever won this game was going to be first. So, So yeah, this was a very important game for me. If I did win this game and didn't play another match after, I would have finished number 4 in the world. So I guess that that can put into perspective how important this game was for me. But I cycled the Ice Wiz in the back, and I had a chance, guys. All I'm gonna say is I had a chance to win this game if I just played a little bit better and did a few things differently. I'm gonna explain why I should have done a couple things differently, and you know, obviously there's a pretty blatant mistake at the end of the game. So I missed the Tesla on that LP. First mistake of the game right there. I guess the first one, I guess you could call it letting the princess connect. But to be honest, I don't think that was really a mistake. I was hovering both sides. You can't really catch the princess if you're hovering the wrong side when they play it. So I was like, you know what, that's fine. I just go ahead and I think I let an LP connect here, which really is bad for me. Do I? I think I do. I go Skellies down low. I'm pretty sure LP shoots my tower once, which is really bad. Yeah, that's terrible for me. I know it's only one like 100-ish damage, but another princess at the bridge. I do catch it this time. Excuse me, I've been talking for a while, so my throat's a little bit dry. But yeah, he goes for the knight on the bridge. I'm like, okay, so I'm down to rockets. Not a good start at all. Definitely not a good start. But I do have my Evo Tesla in cycle, and this is what I'm like, okay, I think I can maybe do something, especially since we are getting into double elixir, and he's nowhere near his Evo Tesla. So I go for the rockets on his tower right here, and I'm like, okay. Let me think. If he rockets me back, I could probably go in. So he's smart. He knows I have Evo Tesla, and he can't rocket me back. But that pretty much catches me all the way up. So all those princesses, the bridge, and that LP damage, I caught back up from all of it. So I go Evo Tesla at the bridge, and then I expo on 0. Wait, do I? I think I wait for his princess. Yeah, I had a feeling he would go other lane there, so I go for the log on that, good value. And then we force out the rocket here, surely, right? No, he goes for a Tesla. I remember this actually specifically. He goes for a Tesla, and then the Death Wave shocks. He gets another knight down, like, holy cow. I go for another Tesla because I know he's going to log. I go for a log as well to kill his first Tesla, and at this point, I'm like, okay, I have a chance. I should have nadoed those Skellies, bro. If I nadoed those Skellies, I would have maybe got a lock on and potentially won the game. So that's mistake number 1. I'm mad at myself for not going nado on 0 right there. I do nado this LP back. It's kind of pointless though. Really good NATO though, but look, but it doesn't matter because he has the evolution Tesla in cycle, so there's not really a point for me to do anything right here. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I've got a rocket. He might princess the bridge. If he does, that would suck. But wait, is this where he princesses? I can't remember. No, he doesn't princess here. He waits a second. I go for my knight on once I hit 10. I know he's not going to princess quite yet. Dude, I'm still like haunted by this game, bro. I go Ice Wiz in the back, and then I believe I go Tesla at the river here. Yeah, obviously it's going to get hit by the shockwave, which is fine. I can log his princess, keep my Tesla at full HP, and I'm like, okay, I've got a Tesla set up. If I rocket, he's going to rocket back, and then I have a chance to win this, depending on what he does. So he kind of lets that LP die. This was a pretty big mistake by him. And then I go for the knight. I'm like, okay, I've got to get a lock on. I have to get a lock on. I have no choice but to get a lock on to win this game. So I go Skellies here. I go Expo on 0 because I know he's going to go probably Tesla or knights. And then I'm like, okay, I have a chance. He's going to go for the knight right there. I drop my Evo Tesla to shock it and also start DPSing it down. I log as well for his Tesla. I think I have him here, but he goes for a rocket. If that didn't kill my Evo Tesla, bro, I win the game. And this is where I get cheesed. No, bro, no. Oh, if I didn't let that happen, I think I win the game, guys. I think I win the game. Oh, that was so depressing. I NATO here as well, but it's not gonna work, bro. I'm so mad at myself. I let that princess connect on my tower, bro. If I didn't let that princess connect, I'm fairly certain I win this game. So at this point, he's got Evo Tesla next up after this one, so I pretty much can't break through. And we're only 40 seconds left into the game. Like, I'm cooked at this point. As soon as that princess hit my tower, I knew I lost. I was like, bro, I couldn't believe my eyes, man, to be honest. Because I swear I was going to get that knight down. I didn't think he'd princess instantly. Like, it was just so bad. I still try. Obviously, I'm not going to just give up. I logged the princess. I think he goes for a rocket here. No, I can't remember what he does. He goes for a Tesla, and I'm like, okay, maybe I have a chance. I go for the Skellies and then pre-NATO. I should have NATO'd again, bro. But I go for the rocket right here. He goes for the... bro, if that would hit the knight too, I might have had a chance to win this. But yeah, only 15 seconds. He just goes for another rockets. And unfortunately, I do not have enough damage to catch back up. I almost catch back up because of my tornado, but... I don't have enough time to get both my NATO and my log off. I'm not sure if it even would have been enough. I don't think it would have. Yeah, I lost the game. This was so sad, bro. And at this point, I tilted. Like, after this, I lost, like, 40 ranks, and I pretty much sold my entire season. But, yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'm still obviously a little bit sad. But, yeah, anyways, peace.